I'm Alba Cunningham. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn how to make your e-learning materials more concise, more focused, and more effective. We'll begin by summarizing the coherence principle and giving you some background information on how it was developed. Then it's on to the hands-on portion where you'll evaluate multimedia elements based on how well you think they conform to the coherence principle. After watching this video, you'll be able to define the coherence principle, list the 3 ways that extraneous content can interfere with learning, and evaluate e-learning content for effective application of the coherence principle. Everything that you include in a multimedia lesson should help accomplish the learning objective. If a detail is distracting or irrelevant, leave it out. That's the coherence principle in a nutshell. Richard Meyer is the psychology professor who developed the multimedia theory of learning. The coherence principle is one of 7 guidelines that Meyer outlined for presenting information in a multimedia format. Meyer conducted research with S.F. Harp about how extraneous visuals, text, and sounds can negatively affect learning. Meyer referred to gratuitous visuals, text, and sounds as seductive details. When seductive details are added just to spice up multimedia, they impede learning by taking learners' attention away from important content. There are 3 ways that seductive details hinder learning. The first is distraction. Extraneous material diverts the learner's attention from key instructional points and directs it to the relevant material. Later, the learner might remember the graphics, sounds, or anecdotes, but fail to remember important content. A second way that seductive details hinder learning is through disruption. Extraneous material prevents the learner from linking the relevant information together in order to develop a clear understanding. Finally, diversion can be a negative result of seductive details in learning materials. Extraneous material leads the learner to use inappropriate existing knowledge in an attempt to make sense of the new material. Now that you know what to look for, let's look at a graphic that's an example of how the coherence principle should be applied. The text and graphics used in the image support learning without adding extraneous details. The learner only sees what is important to know. Now let's take a look at the first slide of a presentation from SlideShare. What did you notice about the slide? Its chief effect is distraction. There are so many different text boxes and graphics that there really isn't a unified theme. The last example, or non-example, is from a YouTube video tutorial on how to navigate an educational children's website. Let's look at the first part. Can you find elements that would lead to learner distraction?
Now you're ready to add a word list and then take a lesson. Let's go ahead and add a word list with 2 words. I'm going to enter apple and then friend.
You probably identified characteristics of disruption. There is so much happening on screen, and a lot of it is unrelated to the word list. Now that you've learned about the coherence principle, seen how seductive details can interfere with learning, and evaluated some multimedia based on the coherence principle, you've achieved the learning objective. Congratulations! I'm Alba Cunningham, and thanks for watching. Take care.